family. My name is Vicki Dillard. Thank you so much for tuning in to my channel here at VickiDillard.tv. I have some very important breaking news for you, family, that you absolutely don't want to miss. I do have a little bit of a ritual that as you come in, beloved, be sure to come in giving us a big thumbs up, thumbs up. Be sure to like, be sure to share. Yes? As you come in, be sure to come on in giving us a big thumbs up, thumbs up. Be sure to like and share. I know y'all don't so probably I didn't shock you that I went live on my channel today, beloved, but I am so pleased that you're with me today. Let me just turn this just a little bit, family. Hit that thumbs up button as you come in and share, share, share. Would you? Thumbs up, share, share, share. Thank you so very much, family. I want to break some interesting news for you today because this is so important, dear family. Are you ready? How many of you all are familiar with your Mr. Robert F. Kennedy? Yes, I'm going to let my Instagram family know so they can come on over here too, family, really quick. But how many of you all are familiar with Robert F. Kennedy? Yes, Robert F. Kennedy, which garnered a lot of support from both the left and the right, including a good faction of Black folks, has betrayed his supporters by making an extraordinarily shocking shift in his position. I have called him recently. I'm asking the question as to whether or not, y'all, he's a Manchurian candidate. Talk black to me, Robert F. Kennedy. Now, how many of you all know? I see some of y'all coming on in. Shout out to my moderator. I see you, Miss Sharifa. I see some of my supporters, Magic Fletcher, Diane, Dr. Quantum, Urban. I don't know who else is Rosa and Kingley, Beverly, and others coming on in. I see you, Instagram. Hey, Instagram, I am live on my personal YouTube channel at VickiDillard.tv, not on the network African Diaspora. I'm on my personal channel today. I told y'all I would be doing better and giving my personal channel a little bit more attention. But Instagram, you want to come on over to VickiDillard.tv really quickly because I want to break some news. Yes? My YouTube family, can you all hear and see me okay? Yes. Okay, good. Let's get to this breaking news with the quickness. Hit that thumbs up button. You all know I have a little bit of a ritual that as you come in, be sure to come in giving us a big thumbs up, thumbs up. Be sure to like, be sure to share. So family, I want to briefly let you all know, Instagram, I'm going to need to use this device because I'm going to read the article from here. So Instagram, come on over to VickiDillard.tv. In the meantime, I see you, Philly. Hey, Philly. I want you all to hear something. How many of you all know that Robert F. Kennedy was very, very well known for his position, his questioning certain vaccines? Yes, he's always said that he's not against all vaccines, but he certainly made a name for himself being against the COVID pandemic one, and also other ones prior to that, particularly ones that he said linked to autism, extraordinary numbers of autism, especially in Black children, Black boys. How many of y'all remember that? How many of you all are aware of that? Yes? You gave him that work. My sister said you gave him that work and he resisted. Now he's falling. Okay, talk black to me. Let me hit the gavel on that. For those of you that don't know, the Vicki Show is the home of the hand claps and the gavel raps. And what my sister Sharifa is talking about is that I met with Robert F. Kennedy. Somebody say face to face, not Facebook, but face to face. Talk black to me. Live and in person in Colorado. I was invited to a prominent Black location in I think the city was Denver. Yes, it was Denver. It was definitely was Denver. So I went to Denver to meet with him. I was a part of a small hand-picked group that was chosen to meet with him. Yes, some folks were pretty prominent, had political connections, some of the folks, or they were well known in the community. Yes. Yes, Instagram, come over VickiDillard.tv. That's on YouTube. You can get me live at VickiDillard.tv directly, or just come to Vicki Dillard TV on YouTube. So I met with him. I was invited to come. And even though it was an intimate group of us, I was not actually trying to go first. I was actually trying to sit myself to the side. But as the divine would have it, I'm just going to say supernaturally reoriented. And then when they called up myself and another gentleman, I asked the gentleman that was called up with me to go first. Y'all guess who they called first? And we have Vicki Dillard, something like that, y'all. And I understood why, because when I was done respectfully addressing him, how many of y'all know it's about my energy? How many of y'all know this is about spiritual energy? Do you all know that he refused to take any questions or comments from anybody else that was handpicked to meet with him? It's on camera. And his position that he just made has betrayed so many supporters. And many folks have said they would have never voted for Trump if it wasn't for RFK. Many folks said that the only reason why they supported RFK the way that they did was primarily having to do with that. And he turns around and does a complete 360. How many of y'all know I got inside knowledge and information? I'm doing a special webinar. The link is posted. Yes, I'm going to do this. Why? Because I think this is my 6th 911 pandemic, baby. I got a history of this. Some of you knew this. So because certain platforms only let you say so much, I came up with the idea years ago to do that. So I did a couple of with brother Riza Islam. I did some with Dr. Rowling. I did some alone. So I think this is my 6th one, my 5th or 6th one. I want to say my 6th one. You don't want to miss this. I'm going to say what cannot be said online. So I'm going to explain to you the agenda. And yes, baby, there are some connections and it's going to blow your mind. It's going to blow your mind. It's going to blow your mind. Some of the very forces that's at work and at war now, some of them that are interrelated to certain Zionist groups, they ain't the only one. I'm going to break this down like nobody's business. And there's a comment that I made that I was divinely and intuitively led to say when I met with Robert F. Kennedy last year. It's on record. Some of y'all saw the clips. It was going viral, not just on my platforms, but on other platforms. Some of you ninjas out there, some of y'all trip me out. Some of y'all are funny. Y'all like to post other folks' stuff and talk about breaking news in mainstream media, but then you turn around and claim that we don't get the shine we're supposed to in alternative media. But your sister that met face to face with a presidential candidate and gave him that work and did what most of you all, according to the grassroots supporters, said you would never do. Y'all want to play me like this was just some little something. I confronted him on reparations. I dealt with him about his Zionist weird position and the Palestinian people. And I made a very powerful comment that seems to be exactly connected to what's going on now. Vicki, you look beautiful and always stunning. Love the purple. Thank you, precious. Instagram, come on over to VickiDillard.tv because I'm going to use this device to read you this document. Somebody said the haters, sis. Yes, beloved, always the haters. I see y'all family on Instagram. Come on over down to VickiDillard.tv. If you're on Instagram, beloved, be sure to click the link on Instagram. You'll see the link where you can join for my free. This is an emergency 911 webinar. How many of y'all know me and my team put this together literally last night? So it's April 19th. I said, no, we're not going to wait. I already have another webinar planned a few days after that. I move by the divine. I don't just do what mortals tell me to do. Talk black to me. So because I'm known for doing such things offline, I had to hurry up and do the next high level VIP war room briefing, let's call it. Yes. But I want to talk to you about why the 360. Y'all, everybody is tripping. Y'all, supporters that are experts and that had suspicions about the vaccine, they are giving him that everlasting work as well. You all don't want to miss my unmatched breakdown. I was ahead of the game, baby. And my spirits had me say and do things that was directly connected to somebody that was on my team. I'm not going to tell you here. Somebody that's on my team, they knew that I specifically brought up him the other day to do some stuff. And one of my intimate team members told me, they said, the timing. My spirits don't play. But I'm going to talk to you about the issue, the agenda. I'm going to take it to the next level. And I'm going to tell you what you can do about it. Yes, it's very affordable. By the way, if you are part of the Vicki Dillard Mystery School, don't join here. There's a special discount. It's cheap anyway, but there's a special additional discount for my students for the first few days. So if you are part of the Vicki Dillard Mystery School, do not pay here. Go to the community page and get the code. Yes. Okay, Instagram, if you want to join, click the link above or go to my website at VickiPlanet.com. Meanwhile, the rest of you get ready to watch this. I'm going to read you something here in just a moment. Instagram, I'll see you in just a minute. You don't want to miss it. Saturday, April 19th, 2 p.m. Eastern. I'm going to break it down like nobody's business. There's something that I didn't tell y'all. It's not every day that you are going to have somebody to meet a presidential candidate and then to come with the energy and the power and the straightforwardness that I do. I had to say it about myself because y'all want to play me. I'm not on this planet to be played. I've got an assignment and I'm about that business, and signs and wonders follow my work. Instagram, I'll see you in a minute. Family, let me get ready to read for you the breakdown. Most folks that's normally on stuff like this, they haven't been talking about it yet because the average person don't even know about it. Yes, but of course I'm going to discuss it, and of course this is divinely in line with what I've got going on. Yes, let me put this up right now, family. Give me a minute to pull this up. In the meantime, I want everybody on the count of 3 to hit that thumbs up button and share, share, share. Yes, on the count of 3, I want everybody to hit that thumbs up button and share, share, share. 1, 2, 3. Thumbs up. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. Family, I'm almost done with this. Thank you so much for your patience while I post this. Y'all know I'm a one-woman show. I have to keep it simple. Yes. The average person in our circles have not been talking about this because this basically just broke the other day. And of course, this is exactly in line with what I do and who I am and what I'm about. Yes. Here we go. Thank you all so much for your patience. Now let me get ready to okay, now let me get ready to pull up the article. Are y'all ready? Thumbs up, share, share, share. This is breaking news. Now, let me tell you all something. I was already planning on doing a series because I found something that mainstream media was not talking about a lot that's interrelated to this very issue. That's why my team was tripping. And so I was just sitting up here looking like, okay, y'all just gonna play me like this content that I did in this direct confrontation with this man, this former presidential candidate was just nothing. Now that he's the official HHS head, y'all just gonna sit here and just play with it. So we were gonna do some stuff on that, and I'm not gonna tell you the name of it because y'all gonna see the series I'm gonna do soon coming out, and y'all gonna be like, "Oh my goddess!" And that could only happen because I knew my spirits guided me to discuss this days ago, and then this news just broke after the fact. Talk black to me. Somebody said they're not surprised because the game is always Rick. However, Vicki always gives us the truth and hope. Let's go. But bless you, beloved. Because let me tell you something. Many of you all are familiar with what we call the story of David, right? Whether you believe the truth or the veracity of it or not, most folks are familiar always with the outsized power of the giants, right? Compared to the little men. But see, most of us never really spend enough time activating our quote unquote little man powers. We're too busy, preoccupied, and obsessed by the neo Illuminati. And yes, beloved, there is a real Illuminati, but they've changed. And it comes in multiple forms, in multiple entities, multiple corporations, multiple individuals with multiple agendas. But it's still being ruled from the top. I've never believed that there's nothing I can do about it. I'm the original woman. The newest people on our planet are the ones that get together in these little secret societies and groups and circles to work against the masses unfairly, unjustly. And I am simply a representative to go back to our ancient, original, primordial powers and energies and tell this new little bastard, you bow down. Because I'm the mother of civilization. We've been led to believe that they're more powerful than us. And then in a sense they are, because they are using certain ancient energies that really belong to us against us in our wild ignorance. And with some of you all in your own rejection of your ancient powers and your embrace of their stringy head colonialist logistics and stuff. I know all about that. I was raised in it. So it's not about me disrespecting one's religion. It's about the truth of the matter, family. It's more that's going on than what you can see with your natural eyes. We have to become spiritually astute and tap into our invisible detectors. That's what the Vicki Dillard Mystery School is about. That's what my monthly mastermind school is about, my lectures and my teachings. You can't even make sense of your logical world, so you ain't got no business mocking somebody that has the supernatural metaphysical beliefs that I do. You ain't got no business laughing at nothing when you can't even get your logical world together. The stuff that you can see, you can't control. The stuff that you can hear, you can't control. So what you look like mocking somebody that have beliefs like mine, when I look at the state and the condition of the world over many millennia, you ain't in no position to instruct me or to mock or to laugh at nothing. Mortal, mere mortal. There's nothing wrong with embracing your mortality. We all have that level and that part of us. But when you're just a mere mortal, and when you solely rely on it and you deny the other parts of you, then I have to mock you. VS Need, I don't know how to pronounce your handle, but your gift is blessed 1,000-fold. You said, I bet that his father and his uncle are rolling over in their graves, baby. You don't want to miss that, because how many of y'all know when I confronted him, if you saw my footage of my direct address to RFK, I brought up his family. Don't play with it. Don't play with it. How many of y'all know I'm going to go further in the webinar? Make the investment in yourself. The link is above, or go straight to my website at VickiPlanet.com. Let's get to where we're going. Y'all ready for this? I said, are y'all ready for this? I said, are y'all ready for this? I want you to see this for yourself, because you know I'm not making this up. Yes? Now let's look at this. This is an article, fam. This is an article from NPR. Y'all see it's from NPR? What does it say? Y'all know I always be trying to turn it to the side, but sometimes it don't be doing right. Let me do it like this. Can y'all see the headline? What's the date, family, on this article? I said, what's the date, baby? Tell them, Miss Sharifa. Shout out to my other beautiful moderator, Aquarius 79. It's good to see you, precious. Shout out to our moderators family. Our moderators are those that volunteer to moderate the chat. They don't have to do it, but they choose to do so. They're highlighted in blue, and they're putting important information in the chat. Yes? So y'all see the date. Y'all know we don't miss over here, baby. Y'all know we don't miss. Everybody ain't talking about this. Now, everybody gonna fall in line. Now, the reason why I bring this up, it's not hating on nobody else. It's just saying I know what I'm talking about, baby. I know stuff that I don't know. And it's not I'm an expert on this. I'm saying I'm a channel for certain information. I'm a channel for stuff that you need to know. I said in my webinar, a powerful, extraordinarily successful webinar that we just did this past Saturday, which was extraordinary. And you can get that replay for free when you join my school for a very low monthly cost at VickiPlanet.com. Go to my website. You can go to my website to join my school. You can go to my website on the front page. You'll see where you can register for this upcoming emergency April 19th. Y'all, I told my team last night. Y'all saw this is from yesterday. That's when I told my team we finna do the webinar. This ain't just about just crazy big numbers. That's why I'm only giving us about a week or so to do this. I have to give you this knowledge and this information, and I make it affordable to where you can afford to come there, because it requires resources out of my pocket and time to do this for you. So asking for a little minor investment ain't nothing. And you ain't no spiritual thief, are you? Somebody say, I'm glad to do that. Somebody say, I'm pleased to do this. Wow, that's a beautiful dress. Y'all are so kind. Y'all, I told y'all to be coming on my channel without telling me the people that pay y'all to say this so I can donate to their channel. Y'all see it? Let me give you a little bit of information. I'm only here to break the news because a lot of folks are shocked. But can I tell you, his supporters are tearing his behind up. I can't tell y'all my sources, and I can't tell you some other information I'm going to be sharing, but y'all know Vicki's webinars, my breakdown, you know I'm getting my stuff from the divine, because how I break it down. It ain't regular. And all you scholars and people that got a whole bunch of letters in front and behind their name, all you with your certifications, your ordinations, your initiations, y'all know I don't bother nobody spiritual nothing. But y'all know it's something different. It's something about over. It's something about this, something about this. So you can only imagine what I'm going to break down to you and give you the channel of what I was already told. It says, again, the article I'm reading from, very brief, I'm just here to break news, family. It says what? Health Secretary RFK Jr. endorses the MMR vaccine, stoking fury among his supporters. Prominent anti-vaccine activists lined up on social media to denounce the move. They tearing his butt up. They are tearing him up. Are y'all hearing me? It says an endorsement of the measles, mumps, and rubella vaccine by Health and Human Services Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. has provoked an angry outcry from anti-vaccine activists. Quote, the most effective way to prevent the spread of measles is the MMR vaccine. Kennedy said in the third paragraph of a lengthy post on social media platform X. I went over there and watched it. They tearing his butt up. Y'all hit that thumbs up button. Share, share, share. Again, family, by the way, you can typically watch me live Tuesday through Thursday on African Diaspora News Channel at 2 p.m. Eastern. But the past few days, the team is out of the country for now. So there's been some changes, but you can still see my content there, fresh, new content. And then I'll do political content, national and international content there. So be sure to subscribe to African Diaspora News Channel. So watch me live Tuesday through Thursday, and then watch my other content there as well. But I told you I'm popping up on you today to do this one on my channel. Yes? Back to his quote. The most effective way to prevent the spread of measles is the MMR vaccine, Kennedy said in the third paragraph of a lengthy post on social media platform X. Kennedy made the post following meetings on Sunday in Gaines County, Texas, with the families of 2 children who died of measles during a recent outbreak in the state. He also said he had instructed the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention to, quote, supply pharmacies and Texas-run clinics with needed MMR vaccines along with other medical supplies. Kennedy's endorsement is in line with all the available scientific evidence on the MMR vaccine. A single dose is roughly 93% effective at preventing illness, and the second dose gets up to 97%, said Dr. Paul Offit, director of the Vaccine Education Center of the Children at the Children's Hospital in Philadelphia. It says, according to the Texas Department of State Health Services, just 10 of the 481 measles cases recorded as of April 4th were in partially or fully vaccinated individuals. That sounds around 2% of all overall cases. So far, 3 unvaccinated people, the 2 children in Texas and an adult in New Mexico, have died from the disease. So all of the people that's pro-pharmaceutical, that's bought and paid for by the powers that shouldn't be, they all out there patting him on the back. Now, when you come to my webinar, I'm going to break down to you all exactly who RFK claimed was the most affected, specifically by the MMR. And you all, his post did not even leave any real wiggle room by him just giving a simple statement by saying, hey, even though I'm against a lot of this, this, that, and the third, I want to be able to make this available for those who voluntarily choose to do so. In the meantime, me and my team are going to continue to work to ensure that vaccines are safe. Y'all, he didn't even say something even confusing, or he didn't leave any gray area. Family, he came out full-throated like a devil, like a spy, like a plant, like a saboteur, and bamboozle you ninjas who thought he was the second coming. Which is why when I met him, I kept the main thing. What was the first thing I made clear? You got me messed up, ninja, if you against reparations. And I put it to him. I exposed him because he was going around supporting all these Zionist agendas. And so I started by saying, I want to talk to you about the Holocaust. I said, the Black Holocaust. Y'all ain't ready for this webinar. There's something I didn't tell you. There was something that I left unsaid to the public that wasn't emphasized to the public. And I got some more divine downloads to share with you. The article goes on. I'm skipping around. But Kennedy's suggestion that the vaccine was effective infuriated several members of the anti-vaccine community who responded on X to the statement. Y'all, it's too many responses to do. I'm just going to give you one example. Give me a minute to get over there. Okay, here's one doctor, Mary Talley Bowden, MD. Just so you all know, there's a lot of professional doctors who are against this. So whenever they try to make those of us that are not doctors and practitioners in there, I don't know how we throw away our alternative people too, but we're going to leave that alone for now. People that are in traditional medicine are against a lot of this foolishness. How many of y'all know if you choose to take it, that's fine. But this notion that it doesn't need to be tested properly, that when we tell you that there are certain side effects that some of our people were having, and you immediately denounce it, and then you call us crazy, and you mock us for doing our own research, and then you ignore our alternative medicine healers, and you admit that the cocoa for the pandemic wasn't working. You lied to us and told us that it's going to stop. It won't cause folks it to spread. It did that. Then when people got the second dose, but then they got the double dose, then they got the triple and the quadruple and all that other kind of dosages, including the president of the United States' wife. And how many of y'all know I felt that he had it the first time? They later tried to make it clear that he probably had it later on when they was trying to really push him out the race. The Joy Reids, the Don Lemonades, who are both fired. Remember, they were the first black faces that went crazy and basically told the White House basically that they needed to punish us indirectly. That they needed to be aggressive in demanding that ninjas get out there and take the shot. What did this doctor say? I'm sorry, but we voted for challenging the medical establishment, not parroting it. Y'all, they tearing his tail up. Her statement alone, just her response got 54,000 views. His message out there, look at it so you know I'm not making it up, is at 5.5 million. Can you imagine all the other comments that I'm just beginning to talk about? Somebody's quoting him saying, but Secretary Kennedy is right to, somebody said the Secretary Kennedy is right to say the MMR vaccine is the best way to reduce the circulation of the virus. Once the huge, quote, mistake was made of vaccinating the entire population, she says, we lost the natural immunity acquired through infection in early childhood. See how the mainstream media, they didn't even want to admit early on that when they said that when folks that were getting the cocoa, remember when we kept saying, and people in the alternative spaces kept saying, well, hey, there's a level of natural immunity. Remember, they never even wanted to acknowledge that. How many of y'all remember when folks were first talking about that there's a suspect lab that some of this stuff was involved in? How many of y'all know that your U.S. government leaders was refusing to admit it? Now everybody on board in the United States, including some of the intelligence agencies. We don't have time to wait for you to come to your right mind. It's not about them not coming to their right mind. It's they knew it the whole time. They wanted to play the masses to see how long we would be dumb sheep. Somebody put a sheep in the chat. Somebody say dumb no more, sheep no more. That's why Joy Reid and Don Lemon, all them came out mocking us for doing our own research. They was literally mocking us and mocking us. When black women were talking about they were having issues with their cycles and stuff like that, they mocked them. Made us think we were stupid and didn't even know our own bodies. How many of y'all know any other sickness or disease they give you? And I'm someone that knows about overcoming a very serious autoimmune illness related to organs. Yes, Vicki Dillard. How many of you all know when you're in the medical industry, they're supposed to be happy when you tell them that you're getting a secondary opinion, that you want to take your time and talk to another doctor to get a secondary opinion, a tertiary opinion. It was only the cocoa that they mocked you when you said, let me talk to another doctor. Let me look into this first and get a second opinion. They mocked you and told you and threatened you. People lost their jobs, their homes, their cars. They shut down the economy. They shut down effectively the world and screwed it up. And how many of you all know some of us believe that was not by accident? And damn it, we get to say it. The hell you think this is? We was on board when it first came out, when we were saying, y'all wash your hands, when white folks was coming out there saying they weren't going to wash their hands, and some of them was threatening to cough on food in the grocery stores. How many of y'all remember that? I was on board about using bleach and Lysol. But when the ninjas started telling us don't go outside and get sunshine, when they started telling us, oh, don't even get no exercise or go for a walk, we was like, what disease is that? When they start saying, oh, you got to get a shot and it's mandated. Oh, no, hell no. You made your biggest enemy, baby. We understood the reasonable stuff. Wash your hands. Don't cough on food. And then y'all started targeting specifically Black Americans. And then anybody that had an alternative opinion, we had to go sit back. Who the hell you think this is? I'm old enough to be some of y'all's mom and some of your grandmama. What I look like just sitting back letting you tell you. How many of y'all know that all the drugs that's on the market now got a side effect? And when they be talking real fast on TV, don't nobody flinch when they tell you that the side effect can be death, blindness, pancreas infection. Talk black to me. Damn near tell you that you might get in a car accident and the 18-wheeler smash you into pieces. They tell you that on the TV for the side effects, your heart gonna roll out your chest. They tell you that your kidneys is gonna become racist and stop. And then they encourage you to go get it. None of that stuff works. They tell you that in the commercials. But then but when you say something's wrong with this, oh, that's how we know it's an agenda, see. And then you want to mock alternative medicine when traditional medicine has a history of never, ever curing most stuff. It only addresses certain symptoms, and half the time it don't do that well. So to fix your cough, you get cancer. That's a little, y'all know what I'm trying to say right there. That's a little tongue in cheek, but you understand. You trying to stop an asthma attack, but you get a heart transplant. It's neat after that. The hell is going on? And they play your mind and twist it and twirl it and flip it and stop. They take your little brain to somebody's little weird little park and stop. And start swinging it and playing with it and pushing it down the slides. Your brain. And you just go, oh, okay. You knew something was wrong when they said you can't get sunshine. Somebody put a sun in the chat. That's how we knew. Sunshine? Outside? What? Don't go for a walk. What? The people that don't never like to exercise was trying to exercise. They was like, wait a minute. I don't need encouragement not to be disciplined. So something wrong with this. That's how they knew. Regular people knew something wrong with this. If they telling me not to, no, I know something wrong. The people that don't never get up off the couch, it was like, no, there's something wrong with this. I want to get off the couch. Y'all look what else somebody else is out here. The guy, they dragging his tail. I'm just showing you a couple of examples of his supporters just tearing his ASS up. They say, have you seen this person? Last verified site was January 29, 2020. Y'all, that's the response on Twitter. That's a post on Twitter under the comment he made. Lady from with the savage headline to us, it ain't never gonna change unless we the people fire them all and start over. Somebody said, Vicki, you that lady. Thank you, precious. Jason M. McGee. These are people that are verified also on here. That don't necessarily mean everybody's legit. I'm just showing you these are overwhelming comments of his supporters that's just tearing his butt up. You see what Jason McGee said? I'll read it. As a parent of a beautiful 22-year-old daughter with severe autism, I become almost numb to disappointment. But this is a gut punch I didn't see coming. I feel we've been rug pulled yet again. I think they meant to say the rug has been pulled from under us yet again. Stay the course, Dr. Bowden. June Cahill. She says, true. It seems RFK's caving. Good thing he's not president. Yeah, it's just too many comments. Somebody else, look, what somebody else said in quote right there. They said, quote, we voted, end quote. They said, well, that's your problem. So some of you all that try to act like voting is the only form of power, which of course Vicki Dillard is known for telling these fools it's not, dummy. When you get your black bootlicks that's out there telling you that the voting, you ain't voting, you taking away your power. If you don't vote, you don't get to complain. They make you think that voting is the second coming or something, which we don't believe in like that. We believe we are our own saviors over here, working with the divine. That's their point. We know damn well voting ain't it. How we know? Well, it was illegal for us to vote to the other day. And y'all still don't be counting all our votes. So you trying to tell black folks that we had no authority in the United States because no. Y'all start changing rules and stuff. And this is why you all kept pushing the Dr. King nonviolent stuff, because you didn't want to deal with the FBAs that was tearing America up. FBAs that was out there in the name of Jesus, the real Jesus, with giving people obituaries. Let's just put it like that. That's before they start taking on the evangelical interpretation of the coming of Christ. That's the ones that was about obituaries. Since we love the Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, we love certain ceremonies in the church. We're about to get you an obituary. How about that? And the FBAs were some of the most astute soldiers, and we was just barely coming from all the wars and stuff, so we knew what to do. So then that's when Congress got together and started doing committees, and instead of y'all doing what's right with them committees because y'all got scared to death, y'all start doing little tricks with science and taking it to the next level with experimenting on our brains and stuff and flooding our communities with drugs and doing a whole bunch of other little shady, little slick stuff. Talking about these folks got a mental illness. They fight back. They just not fight back. They snatching our tails out of cars and stuff. They blowing up buildings. And that forced them to get legislation. Do you all know that on the state level and on the federal level? How many of y'all remember the Kerner Commission? Look that up. When those reports were given, it wasn't because black folks went in droves to vote. It was stuff was on fire. It was they mamas was the obituary. Obituary. It was obituary. That's what Congress got together and said, oh, we got to do something. Of their own volition. Wasn't no election that when we were snatching. How many of y'all know we ain't even talking about all the way back to Nat Turner times? This was during Jim Crow. This is the part they keep hush hush. Over 100 and some cities went up in flames. They was already going up in flames before 100 and some cities went up in flames after the government of the United States took out assassinated Dr. King. That's the stuff they don't tell you. Black folks didn't wait for legislation for stand your ground. They said, this is the standing of the ground today. I decide just 5 minutes ago. Snatch, 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 snatch. That's real history. That they keep hush hush. That's why they want to control the books, so they don't want you to get no ideas. How many of y'all know it was Vicki Dillard that constantly did back-to-back broadcasts during Trump's first administration, because it was under the Trump administration that granted hundreds of thousands of dollars to a nonprofit organization to study black soldiers, particularly in Kenya. Those that they said were heterosexual, that were accomplished, those that they considered to be violent because they wanted to know who were these particular black folks, black men in particular, that wasn't weak as water and they weren't scared and shaking and stuff. So they spent money using your black taxpayer dollars in part to study soldiers that was fighting back. And one of the 5 top things they wanted to know is that who these heterosexual black men that were unemotional and achieving. This real stuff. Did y'all forget that? Shout out to my brother King Simon. Y'all see the legend King Simon in the chat? He said, keep up the great work. Y'all put your hands together for legendary numerologist. He added some more stuff. Y'all, my brother broke down just how he gonna do me like this. We did an Instagram live. Y'all, he just threw me for a loop. Y'all, he started doing a numerological reading on me live on Instagram. Y'all, he went to the what system was that, brother? Not the Babylonian system. It was I've forgotten. What system was it that you used to break down my number? He took me to a whole different, it wasn't the regular number that your birth number is. He broke down my number 13. Y'all, he flipped it, the 13 popped up one way, 13 again, another number again. It was just powerful. Who said that I remember? Somebody said, I remember. Molly said, I remember that broadcast. Wasn't it awesome? Chaldean, I think it was Chaldean. Did somebody say Chaldean? Yes. Ricardo, thank you, Ricardo. Ricardo confirmed that too. It was a Chaldean system. Y'all, he shut that down. I was like, oh my God. He broke it down. But anyway, family, let's get back to this. Let me read a little bit more of this article and I'll stop and go because I was just here to break this news. Yes? It goes on. I'll let y'all see some of the pushback he getting. There's thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands. Too many to get into. Um, oh, now the article is quoting a lot of people. Okay, I'm skipping. This is the part I wanted you all to hear. Quote, we voted for challenging the medical establishment, not parroting it. I'll let y'all see her tweet, right? Posted by Dr. Mary Talley Bowden, a Texas-based physician who opposed the COVID vaccines and is currently fighting a complaint from Texas's medical board over hospital admitting privileges. I'm skipping. Quote, Kennedy was one of those candidates that attracted people. Are y'all listening? I said this at the beginning of my broadcast. Kennedy was one of those candidates that attracted people who might not vote for Trump. Bowden told NPR in an interview, much of the attraction was from people who were, quote, fed up with what happened during the pandemic. She says, neither Biden or Trump, and this is what y'all need to realize, neither Biden or Trump were willing to even talk about the pandemic, and Kennedy was. She says that Kennedy's decision to endorse the MMR vaccine to control the outbreak reminds her of the heavy-handed response to COVID. She's, quote, do we need to make a proclamation? Okay, this is what needs to be done, she says. That's what rubs me the wrong way. And that's exactly the point I was making earlier. As y'all, his statement was not even like, let me make this available for those that want to, get it so that they don't blame me for this outbreak. I'm still going to be working on making things safer. I'm still looking at y'all. He didn't even do none of that. Y'all, it was a full-throated. He might as well have been a Democrat, Republican, pro, not thinking and denying the facts. And if you ask me, a lot more of us need to be suing the government for doing what they did to us. They destroyed lives, businesses, and no exaggeration, whole nations. How many of y'all went to my previous pandemic webinars? Didn't I tell you the agenda here in the United States, and didn't I break down a lab that's over there across the water somewhere that wasn't nobody talking about before the pandemic? Don't say it in the chat. Didn't I break down to you how American corporations that were on the brink of bankruptcy revived and came to with the pushing of this vaccine? And not just that, how many of you all know that some of these big American companies were threatening other countries' resources? Do you all know they were threatening to raid other countries' military bases and other assets that belong to the nation of a country over the vaccines? Did you all know that? Did you all know that places like Cuba made their own vaccines? And the powers that be didn't want that one out. That's what made a lot of folks look funny. You can say what you want about Cuba. Cuba sends doctors and medical experts all over the world and train them. Some of y'all didn't know that. They were literally trying to hold hostage the treasuries of nations. So ask yourself this question. I'm really giving y'all stuff that I ain't got no business giving you online. I'm going to say this and I'm going to go. If I'm telling you this here, imagine what I'm going to say offline. Why do you think that those pharmaceutical industries were given immunity by Congress? How is it that they were given a particular immunity that no other medical industry gets, but except for the vaccine? If they stay screwed with your life or if something happened, Congress came together and gave them a type of immunity that does not fly for any other medical situation. Did you hear what I said right there? Everybody shouting out Brother King Simon. He's responding. He's sending y'all greetings. Are y'all hearing me? That's how we knew. These folks were immune from even accountability from your Congress folks. There's always a process. You can't just go to any court. There's no committee or process that you can just accuse any and every doctor of something and they didn't commit it, or if there was something that was not intentionally done, there are always protections. But they are the only ones that got this unique immunity and protection. Do y'all hear me? And they don't want you to tune into international news because they don't want you to know that American corporations were threatening the sovereign values and assets of whole nations over the vaccine. Miss Cynthia, your gift is blessed 1,000-fold. It's the political nature. Sometimes people have the right to be uncomfortable and change their tunes for the betterment of health and safety purposes. She said, I stand with RFK Jr. Well, I definitely don't stand with him on that, beloved, but your gift is blessed. It's not about changing the nature. You don't get to change the nature of something when there's not scientific evidence to back that change. As I said before, it's one thing for him to say, hey, I'm going to make this available for those that choose to do it. That's not what he did, sis. He turned around and lied about not only his support, but lied about its efficacy. Do you understand the difference? We don't need liars lying about something being effective when he knows it's not. He can say, I'll make it available for those that choose to do it. That's the difference between making something available if somebody wants to take it. That's one thing. And he spoke a whole different tune when he was on Joe Rogan's podcast the other day, specifically about that vaccine. Don't you dare, Miss Cynthia, miss my webinar on the 19th. Save your seat. The link is above. Why do you need to do that? Because we definitely don't need to be supporting nobody when we don't even have the facts. This is how they keep us dumb and stupid and in the matrix. Mojo, your gift is blessed 1,000-fold. Jerome, your gift is blessed 1,000-fold. Jerome said, I love you, queen. No, I don't do stupid here, baby. We don't do stupid, and we don't jump out and say we support something without having the basic knowledge and facts. Making it available for those that choose to do it is one thing. That's not what he did. Did you miss everything I said before, beloved? Did you hear the other qualified MDs that broke down how what a lie he told? Did you catch that, Precious? The lie? He told a lie. We can't say we ain't finna support no liar. Your mind got to be changed based on something that's better or accurate. That wasn't that. And the reason why, hell no, we ain't going for RFK, because he said no to reparations when I gave him the work. Who you rolling with? Kara, your gift is blessed 1,000-fold. No. He couldn't take the heat over this Mississippi girl. What we say goes here. And I don't need nobody to aid me or double check my intelligence or what I say. This white man ain't smarter than us. I'm going to talk about his family legacy, which I brought to his attention in my address. It's my ancestors versus yours. What up? She said, I heard you children are dying. No, children are dying, but it's not. We have to get to the bottom line of what they're actually dying of. Children are dying in wars that America is involved in. And RFK don't have no problem with it because he's all for the Zionist pro-Israel, lying, lobby, murder, genocide, sis. Let's be clear. The Kennedys wasn't about their lives for Black Americans either. They had to be coerced into doing what was right under the civil rights. No disrespect to his family, but they gangster. They street folk. They hood. Where they get their money from? Baby, I'm the last one in the whole wide world. The whole wide world. He ain't worried about no babies dying. If you believe that that's all it is to it, that means you believe the narrative that mainstream media is pushing. And they lie, as we know. The devils don't get the benefit of the doubt. Not with me. So a person that's pro-murder, anti-pro-Black reparation, we don't get to say when people die and I support him. No, that ain't how it go. There's something wrong with that. There's something wrong with that. You see how something wrong with that? It's something wrong with that. It's something wrong with that. It's really something wrong with that. And when you go to my webinars, you see I break down what I would never say in the public and give you perspectives that the average person don't, because I'm channeling high-level knowledge. My spirits are wiser than him. Now put my magic and my prophecy to the test. When I get the go to go and say, unmatched. he say, she say. And you know, my sister, I'm powerful in my response, but you know that wasn't directed just to you. It's directed to the idea that, and anybody else that might think that way. I'm showing you that's a stronghold that too many of us have. We have no business giving somebody the benefit of the doubt when they've come out to let us know, F you black folks and getting reparations. And F us and our agenda to murder innocent people. And embrace a Zionist, and we say we support him. The hell we do. That's not how they go, baby. That's not how that goes. Come to my webinar. I give you the history of his lineage and his ancestors. And then I give you right now where he stands. They can get the benefit of the doubt. You see how my haters try to come against me with the record and the label the devil gave me after I was targeted? No, we get to say we rock with Vicki no matter what. Not no damn RFK around this piece. Somebody put a mountain in the chat. Somebody put a car in the chat. I'll let you put two and two together. Mountain plus car, he can do that. For all we care over here. We ain't suggesting to do that. I'm just saying, but if he did it with the emojis and the mountain and the car, that's on him. Something wrong with that. Something wrong with that. And not only us, people that were a part of the system like Dennis Kucinich. How many of y'all know who Dennis Kucinich is? The congressman? The white congressman? How many of y'all know Dennis Kucinich who ran for president? How many of y'all know Dennis Kucinich was the only one that was running for president years ago on the same stage with Barack Obama and Hillary Clinton? He was the only one that was for reparations for black folks while everybody else said no, including Barack Obama's black tail. Him, that guy, guess what? He was working with RFK's campaign too. Guess what he came out and said? Guess why he left? The white man that was in Congress for all them years and ran for president. Guess what that white man Kucinich? He didn't know a lot of stuff when he came out and did his interviews after he left, but guess what he made clear? His position with them Zionists and stuff. He is with stuff. So we finna back up off that, baby. That's not what we about to be hugging over. And glad-handed. And Addie Bowen. She said my interview with RFK Jr. and you told the damn truth to him. Yes, sis. I sure did tell him the truth. But we have a responsibility to demand it and not let up. And we don't give benefits of the doubt when they're not giving us any wiggle room. I know that there are many complex moving parts, but the moving parts that matters the most, he ain't moving on. He's doubling down on. So we can't let that slide. And I feel the same way about Trump. I'm seeing a lot of Trump supporters that's out there acting like, oh, it's the neocons that's convincing Trump to not to do that. Trump, they fooling you, Trump. They getting you in the war. The hell? Trump is an old man with a lot of money. Why y'all playing like he don't know what's going on? When he, unlike most people in the whole wide world, is allowed to be president for the second time. Ain't no neocon. Y'all talking like he a baby and dumb and out of his mind. Oh, he don't know. What? Fool? The slowness and the way y'all coming for him. That's why the people are in the condition. I'm talking about you supporters that claim you against the Democrats, you against the powers that be, you against the other Republicans from running because you thought Trump. No, but when he lying and when he playing dumb, and when he's acting like he's not, when he's for peace, he's not a war president, but we see he's still trying to do war with Iran. He's still fooling with Netanyahu and them. He's still mess making the Middle East. He's still trying to tear up the Houthis over there in Yemen when he's doing all this stuff. When he's telling Mexico he'll invade them. When he's fighting the Greenland over their land. When he's telling Canada they're the 51st state. That's warlike. That's colonization energy. You see how that go? And y'all just sit up here like, oh, well, he had an idea in this. Fool, what? See, that's why I can't, y'all ain't right, because you make excuses and you babying this old man like he don't know. He is a neocon. Con. And y'all acting like he don't know what he getting into, fool. Any media sources that's doing that are those that you can't really trust. Somebody said Vicki is teaching. Yes, y'all know how I do. We don't have our favorite white supremacists. You can only imagine what I'm going to break down. My teachings are unmatched and intelligent because I'm channeling from a different source. And if I'm bringing this up, it's because my spirit's want it brought up. And it's because RFK ain't smarter than me. He's got to go. The government ain't smarter than me. They're the newest people on our planets. I'm your mama. Sit yo. You better sit yo. That's why we're retaking the world, because look at the condition of the world. They don't know what the hell they're doing. They obviously they don't know what they're doing. And we're in a prophetic season, in a time where there's a changing of the guards and there's a changing of the gods and goddesses. I teach about power, but power first stems spiritually. That's what I'm about, and I'm good at it. And it's my contract with Earth. Get your seat today. It's a paid, affordable event to where you're going to get the knowledge and the information that the mainstream public is not telling you. I'm going to give you the insider information, give you the latest on the pandemic and the agenda that's obviously manifested through RFK. And I'm going to give you some inside knowledge you may or may not have known about him. And then I'm also obviously going to talk to us about the actual solution. Yes? You don't want to miss it. The link is above. Go to my website at VickiPlanet.com. I was just here to break this news, family. Thank you so much for tuning in. Of course, this is my personal channel. I'm going to continue to do content here. Also, check my content under the lives and the videos size where we upload videos. And also, again, I go live Tuesday through Thursday on the African Diaspora News Channel. I give both national and international commentary there. The past few couple of weeks, our team has been out of town, but we look forward to seeing you next week. But meantime, you can still see some brand new content there as well. Yes, I love you all so much. Oh, don't forget, when you go to my website to save your seat, to purchase your cheap seat, remember, you can also get your Archangel female calendars. The females, a lot of folks don't know that there are archangel female calendars, as well as other female angels that are not archangels, that are also working hand in hand with the masculine energies. That's what the angels are about. I won't give you the details of it. I do break here on the live. Here, look at these. These are just pages of knowledge. The secrets of their name. The name itself is a code. So by you even knowing the name, activating the name, speaking the name, you're activating specific codes. But I give you the details of who they are. I break down the rituals that you want to engage in. This is not a time-sensitive calendar. I only put it in calendar form so that you'll create a ritual. So every month, you will just meditate on that particular angel. So because this is already 2 months in, every day you want to meditate on this, the previous month and the current month. You see, to catch up. You're not just doing this because, oh, I need to know what day I got to go to work. No, baby. What day we flying out to Arizona? No. This is just so that you can ritualize, meaning that you can make a habit of meditating, because my supernatural encounters are not based on some little workshop I went to. I'm giving you how to meditate on it so that after 12 months of your time, you're increasing angelic powers and angelic energies. Yes, you'll learn a little bit about the history of each of these angels too, because you get the details of who they are, you get their name. And for those 7 that are twin flames, you get who they're the twin flame to. And then at the bottom, you get a sacred text that you meditate on so that you can see the principle of the angels at work. Yes. And for some of you that say, well, I ain't never heard no female angels, and my Bible don't say it. Well, I specifically invoke the Bible because they use a female term with wings, but they wanted you to believe that it was some other energy. I even take you to the Bible to prove that they exist. That's how powerful these energies are. And this is how they want to keep the sacred knowledge from you. It doesn't mean that the knowledge is not out there nowhere. It's just that the average person don't have it. So make that investment in yourself. Why? Because when you have a supernatural force to assist you, it assists you in your destiny. It assists you in protection. It assists you with wisdom. It assists you with the unique resources that belong to you based on your unique destiny. How many of you all know that based on your destiny, there's supposed to be a level of economics and resources to help assist you in doing your unique work? That's what these angels are for. How do you know stuff that you don't know? When you connect to some other things, when you connect to new thoughts, new energies, new entities, You become different, and you therefore do what? Attract differently. If you want something you never have, you got to do something you never done. Vicki, you look stunning. Thank you so much. I told you, y'all got to tell me who's paying y'all. Much love to your working, says Dana. Thank you so much, beloved. She said, that's beautiful. Brother Zebulon, beautiful. Yes. So get yours today. Go to VickiPlanet.com, my website. Oh, y'all, look. I be forgetting all my stuff. The mini gavels. Y'all see how thick my main gavel is, right? So this lets you know it's quite thin, but look, it's still a decent size mini gavel to where you can put your full hand on it. I send you a ritual. It's prayed over. There's a specific oil that goes on this. I take it through. That's what I call it, an enchantment. I don't just send you stuff. I do certain prayers over, but that's not only the point. You get a whole ritual page and breakdown on how to utilize this. Get yours today. This is perfect for any gift, as well as these calendars. You can get all that at VickiPlanet.com, the website. My beautiful moderators put the link in the chat. Like my sister, Miss Sharifa, said, Vicki's meeting with RFK. She put the link there. That's April 19th. I did it the last minute. Y'all saw the article was from yesterday. Guess what? I planned it yesterday. Me and my team, we rearranged something else that was supposed to be going on to make it happen. I told you I don't do stuff just so I can have weeks and weeks to promote a thing and I need this many thousands of people to show up. No, I do it because my spirits tell me to do it. Whoever comes. Whoever makes the investment are the ones that are meant to have it. Yes, even if it's on the 19th. I promise you this much. Your life will never be the same, and you'll have wisdom and insight that's for this unique time. Yes, my name is Vicki Dillard, beloved. Thank you so much for tuning in. I can't wait to see you again.